Good morning, sir. You are audible.
Thank you, and welcome to this afternoon session, which has been organized on behalf of our Institute Innovation Cell of our institution. The topic of today's session is orientation program related to innovation, intellectual property rights, entrepreneurship, and startup. All these topics are very interesting. You can able to gain a lot of knowledge on all these four hot topics. How a graduate can become an entrepreneur, how he can preserve his copyrights, his intellectual rights of his innovation, how he can start a startup and become a businessman and give job for others as a job giver. So these are all the topics which it is to be covered today by our well-known resource persons who are capable of delivering a very good lecture on these topics. I welcome Professor Dr. Natarajan of Mechanical Engineering and Professor Rajan of Mechanical Engineering as resource persons, where Dr. Natarajan will be giving the lecture on innovation and intellectual property rights, whereas Professor Rajan will be addressing on entrepreneurship and startup. Well-known resource persons, please enjoy the session and give your feedback. I am handing over the proceedings to Dr. Natarajan and Professor Rajan.
Good afternoon, one and all present here. I give my special thanks to our beloved principal, Dr. A. Nagappan, giving me in a wonderful opportunity to deliver the topics. Thank you, everyone. Today, we are going to discuss about intellectual property rights. What is intellectual property? Intellectual property is something produced using human intellect which has commercial value, often intangible in nature, but usually contained on an tangible, fixed medium, paper, CD, or computer chips, etc. Okay. So, intellectual property is not be confused with IP. So, IP is an idea or invention. Okay, a patent registration is an IPR. A customer price list is IP. A right of confidentiality is an IPR. A secret production method is IP. A right to a trade secret is an IPR. A particular way of representation is IP. Copyright or a design registration is an IPR. A brand trade name is intellectual property. A trademark registration is an intellectual property right. Okay. So we know the different types of property. So these are the real properties: house, land, and furnitures. All these items are real property. These are the personal properties: cars, books, computers, mobiles, etc. are the example of personal property. What is intellectual property? It's the copyright, trade registration, and these are intellectual properties. In the intellectual property for industries is for patents, industrial designs, trademarks, trade secrets, plant varieties, integrated circuits, geographical indicators. These are industrial properties, and then we come on the other side. It's a copyright. Copyright for literacy, novel, poem, plays like film, musical, artistic. These are coming under copyrights. And apart from these, drawings, photographs, performing arts, sculptures, software. Software cannot be patented. It is also coming under copyright category. We only protect the software by copyrights only. Okay. The organization structure of intellectual property office, that is, it is the Ministry of Industry and Commerce, coming under all the Office of Controller of General Patents, Designs and Trademarks. Here the design wing is located only in Kolkata. Design wings, design patent. Our beloved principals are also filed a design patent in Kolkata office only. It is design patent we are able to register. And then general patents, patent office located in Kolkata, Delhi, Mumbai and Chennai. The trademark registry available Kolkata, Delhi, Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Chennai also. Then geographical indications registered only in Chennai. Geographical indication we are able to whole Indians must come to Chennai office only. The patent information service available at Nagpur. So it is the IP building, intellectual property building at New Delhi. Other offices, Kolkata, Delhi, Chennai offices images. Okay. First we discussed about copyright. Copyright obtained for original literacy, dramatic, musical and artistic works, and computer softwares, engineering drawings, and cinematographic films and sound recording. For that, copyright right to produce, reproduce. Yeah, we protect with the copyright, and we give right to someone to reproduce and make a copy, adaptation and a translation as applicable. These rights will give the copyright. And copyright usually lifetime of author until 60 years following the year of death of the author. And the copyright governed by the Copyright Act 1957, broadcast reproduction right 25 years and performing right 50 years. For example, a song composed by Ilayaraja, and that is he sold for someone, that is 25 years only right to that person. Then but S.P. Balasubramaniam on that particular song, he is a performer. He have 50 years right to sing that song on the stages. It is broadcast reproducing right and a performer right given. And recently a dispute between these two musicians and Ilayaraja and S.P. Balasubramaniam, and the dispute will be solved based on this copyrighted laws. Okay. The definition for copyright: a form of production provided to the authors of original work of authorship. This is the definition. It protects literacy, dramatic, musical, artistic, and certain other intellectual rights. Okay. Duration already we discussed, and in general, author's life plus 70 years. Is the copyright covers. After that, it is given for the public domain. Okay, some examples or works for protected by the copyright: novels, diaries, poems, and then symphonies, musical works, and choreographic like dance, ballet, and artistic work, painting, engraving, sculptures, architectural work, buildings, and figurative work, maps, drawings, and other scientific nature, and cinematography work, works, movies, videos, photographs, and computer programs. These things are protected by copyright. Okay. India has very strong comprehensive copyright law based on the Indian Copyright Act 1957, which was amended in 1981, 84, and 92, 94, and 99. But it is affected in January 15, 2000 only. The amended 1994 were the response to technological change in the means of communication like broadcasting and telecasting, and the emergence of new technology like computer software. In 1999 amendment have made a Copyright Act fully compatible with trade-related aspect of intellectual property, that is called TRIPS agreement. Fully reflects Berne Convention. The amended law has made provision for the first time to protect performers' rights. With these amendments, the Indian copyright law becomes one of the most modern copyright law in the world. Next, we are going to discuss about the geographical indication. An indication used to identify agricultural, natural, or manufactured goods in originating from a definite territory in India. It should have a special quality or characteristic or reputation based upon the climatic or production characteristic unique to the geographical location. For example, we take Tirupati Laddu. It is a one of the unique taste. Nobody is not able to bring that taste. The reason that is a climatic condition. And then some examples of a geographical indication, Coimbatore wet grinder. That wet grinder manufactured from Coimbatore having certain special value because and that area having some special stones. That stone give very long life and unique value for that grinder, because it is they are having a geographical value. Coimbatore wet grinders, and then here I am given certain examples: Darjeeling tea, Kanjipuram silk sarees, Alfonso mango, Nagpur orange, and Kolhapur chappals, Bikaner Biju, and Basmati rice. It is the Basmati is the place, and that place having produced some special rice. Nowhere in that area not able to produce that quality of rice. And recently, Kovilpatti Kadalai Mittai, it is coming under geographical indications. Kovilpatti Kadalai Mittai. When the Chinese president visited in Chennai Mahabalipuram, especially silk towel is presented by the Prime Minister, our Prime Minister, that is having one GI indicated product. What is the advantage? Why we go for the GI means geographical indication means it is having a international value, international advertisement. Internationally, the product is attracted. It is the reason we are going for geographical indications. How the geographical indication will be may be registered means it is any association of person. The individual person not able to register the GI indication. For example, Kanjipuram silk saree means Kanjipuram silk saree association only able to register the geographical indications. Any association of the persons or producers, a group of producers, not a single producer, or organization established by or under the law can apply representing protecting the interest of the producers. That is the registration of a GI. The registration of the geographical indication is for a period of 10 years only. After that, renewal is possible further period of 10 years. 10 that is the geographical registry time value for that product. India as a member of the World Trade Organization enacted the geographical indications of goods registration and Protection Act 1999 has come into force with effect from 15 September 2003. The source of geographical origin of a biological material used in invention is required to be disclosed in the specifications. Production of new variety of plants, and it is the objective of this act as follows. New plant variety distinct and uniform are stable. The objective here I listed here to provide the establishment of an effective system for protection of plant varieties. So few years 20 years back that Americans registered the patent rights for neem trees, and then again they are come for our some other plans. After that only the government awake and frame some of these rules to provide for the rights for farmers and plant breeds to stimulate investment for researchers, to stimulate investment for research and development and facilitate growth of the seed industries. And then to ensure availability of high quality seeds and planting material of improved variety to farmers. This is related to farms. And then next we move to trademark. Now we covered copyright and geographical indication. Then third one we move to trademarks. Okay, trademarks definition: any word, name, symbol, or device, or any combination used or intended to be used in commerce to identify the distinct the goods or service. For example, our institute having a unique logo. Okay, it is then it protect. All of the above, logos and banners, sound, smell, these also Harley Davidson bike, they registered the sound. Later on they are not registered in that sound. And Royal Enfield, it is sound is registered. Some product smell also registered. No one not produced the same smell like that. And the duration of the trademarks 10 years in term with another 10-year renewal terms. The trademarks Please. தெரியுது உங்க ஸ்கிரீன்ல தெரியுது பாருங்க. உங்களுக்கு தெரியுதா சார்? Okay. Sorry, we will continue. A trademark is any sign which can distinguish the goods of one trade from those of the another. Sign includes words, logo, pictures, or a combination of these. A trademark is used as a marketing tool so that customer can recognize the product of the particular trade. To register the trademark must be distinctive, not deceptive, content. It's not an identical or not similar to other. It's unique. Then only we are able to register the trademark. So these are the some variety of trademarks. Some trademark, fanciful marks, invented words. Kodak, it is not having any meaning. It is invented word, but it is a fancy. Okay, some arbitrary marks having real meaning but no relation to goods. For example, Apple. Apple means it's a iPhones and Apple computers. Apple means for. So that is no relation between that product and that name. Having a real meaning but no relation to the goods. And subjective marks, it gives hint of the product. Example, baby dry. It for nappies. Hint it give the trademark give the hint for the product. So it is some famous trademarks. We seeing that trademark, we are able to recognize it. For example, Coca-Cola, BMW, Benz, Pepsi, Nokia, etc. These are some other famous trademarks. Is Ingevasia, Mastercard, Skoda, Audi, Apple. Many famous brands are listed here. Okay, brand valuation. Japanese patent office recently reported Coca-Cola having 6.2 trillion yen, Japanese yen, brand value it has. And then Marlboro, that is another 6 trillion Japanese yen, IBM 3.1 trillion yen, Sony 1.9 trillion yen, some other well-known marks, that is CNN, 24-hour channel, DHL, packaging, delivery, and computers, Microsoft, Intel, Unix, etc. Okay. India affords full protection to trademarks under the Trademark and Merchandise Act. Trademarks and Merchandise Act. The Indian law trademarks is protected by the Trade Merchandise Mark Act 1958. A new statute, the Trademark Act 1999, has been enacted in India to bring the conformity with the TRIPS agreement, to which India is a signatory. India Trademark Act 1999 came into force on September 15, 2003. India has made a step towards fulfilling the international obligation. The trade secret, trademark is different from trade secret. Any information that provides economic value that is not in the public domain and that has been responsibly kept secret. For trade secret, it is protects formulas, patents, completion, programs, device, methods, techniques, or process, etc. Duration, as long as they remain in secret. One second. The continuation script. For example, the Coca-Cola nearly 250 years, 150 years it maintained its trade secret. It is a well-known product by everyone. Next one, designs, industrial designs. It is design is applied. It is came into force in 11/5/2001 onwards, applied to any article manufactured in two-dimensional or three-dimensional or in both form. For example, is the example for design registration, the design pattern of the shirt and appearance of the water heating port, electric jug. Okay, the industrial design, the protection you receive is only for the appearance. This appearance only protected, and not how it works. In the industrial design, just protect the appearance, but how it functioning, that is not protected by the industrial design. If you want to protect the functioning, we go for general patterns. Design registration is intended to protect designs which have an industrial or commercial use. Duration of the protection is initially for 10 years and expandable another term of 5 years only. Okay. 15 years ago, competed on price, which is the low price people approaching that. In today's, we are seeking the quality of the product. Tomorrow's is based on the design. Okay. When companies are competing equal price and equal functionality, the design is the only differential that matters. And design method of manufacturing not protected by the design. For example, is the fruit basket. It is design registered, but it is making method is not protected. And the design registration, the design class codes follows. That is zero. We want to protect the designs. We need to know the class codes and subcodes. The class code 01 that is represent for foodstuffs, and class code 07 stands for household goods. And then subdivision 01 baker products, biscuits, chocolates, etc. 1 to 4 butchers, meat, fish, etc. and 1 to 6 animal foodstuff. And then it stands for main class. It's for subclass. This main class 07 and subclass 1 mean for china, glassware, dishes, etc. 3 table knives, and subclass 8, main class 7, subclass 8 stands for fireplace implements. And designs. The existing legislation on industrial design in India is contained in the New Design Act 2000. India had achieved a mature status in the field of industrial design and in the view of globalization of the economy. The present legislation is aligned in view of the changed technical and commercial scenario and made to conform to international trends in the design administration. Okay. Technical advancement by way of a new product or new process, not limited to outer visual appeal. So it is keep secret, we disclose to others. Okay. Confidential information, that is trade secret, manufacturing commercial secret, that is secret commercial having the trade secret having commercial values. So steps taken to keep it in secret. That is, for example, for the previous slide, typical example is Coca-Cola. This soft drink was invented in 1886 and was never protected by a patent, only by a trademark. For the name Coca-Cola, that is name protected by trademark, and by an industrial design for this very special design of a Coca-Cola bottle, supposed to be in the shape of a woman wearing a long skirt tight dress. So that is the shape of that bottle. The process of the Coca-Cola drink is secret and is only known by 2 persons in the world. They are not allowed to travel together, so that there is no chance of them dying at the same time in an accident. The secret of the Coca-Cola process was well kept during all these years, and nobody is able to produce a drink with exactly the same taste still today. You know, uh, all that Pepsi Cola, it's the biggest competitor, has a different taste only. Right. So now entered into patents. A patent describes an invention for which the inventor claims the exclusive right. Okay. Invention is a new solution to a technical problem, product, or maybe a process. Idea must contain, it must be new, have an inventive step, be an industrial applicability. These 3 points are very essential. Yep. Patent is a legal title granting its holder the exclusive right to make use of this invention for limited area and time by stopping others, among other other things, making using or selling it without authorization. That is the advantages of a patent. In return for this right, the application must disclose how his invention works in sufficient detail. Okay. When the patent is granted, the applicant becomes the owner of the patent. Like any other form of property, a patent can be bought, sold, licensed, or mortgaged. Patent are territorial rights. So an Indian patent will only give the owner's rights within the India and rights to stop others from importing product into India. Okay. The patent law practices the inventor or assignee of the inventor, legal heir of an inventor, his assignee. Any one of them submit the patent to patent office. It gives 20 years exclusive right on the advancement. Okay. As on date, India is fully in compliance with the international obligation under the TRIPS, that is trade-related aspects of intellectual property rights agreement. The Patent Act 1970 has undergone 3 amendments, 99, 2002 and 2005. The 3 amendments and third amendment in 2005 has major implication on the following: introduction product patent protection for food, pharmaceutical and chemical inventions. Patentable subject matters: human necessities, agriculture, foodstuff, tobacco, personal, domestic article, health and amusement. These are the patentable matters. Performing operation on the transporting, separating, mixing, shaping, printing and transporting, chemical and metallurgy industries, and textile and papers, fixed construction buildings, earth moving and mining, mechanical engineering, lighting, heating, weapons, blasting includes engines or pumps, and engineering in general. In physics, in instruments and nucleons, electricity, these are patentable matters. What are the unpatentable matters? It is scientific theory or a mathematical method, it is not able to patentable. A literacy, dramatic, musical, artistic work, these are copyright only, not able to patent. A scheme, rule, method for performing any mental act, playing a game or doing business or program for a computer, it is not able to patentable, only copyright only protect this. Presentation information, these are not able to patent. Plant varieties, but not part of parts thereof or product, biotechnological process, Invention contracted public order, morality, public health and safety, principle of humanity, and environmental conservation, and any other invention that may be declared non-patentable by the ministry or ministry in charge of the industrial property matters, not able to patent. Yeah, seeing this image, can you identify a patented products on this desk? Yeah, see that keyboard, and it's a keyboard, iPhone, and ordinary our landline phone. That is the keypad inventor Timothy Miller, Steve Jobs, Alexander Graham Bell. That invention ergonomically considered QWERTY keyboard. It is a touch screen device. iPhone only having 10,000 patents. Touch only introduced by Steve Jobs. iPhone only first. Previously, that resistive touch used, Sony Ericsson and Motorola, some other devices, they are used resistive touch using some specially designed pen. In 2008 only, Apple introduced touch screen. It is a capacitive touch. And then Alexander Graham Bell invented telephone. That patent number and these are the patent number. This is application filed. The keyboard application is filed in 94 and patent awarded in 1907. The touch screen device is patent filed in 2008 and awarded in 2009 US patent. Like that Graham Bell filed a patent in 1876 and awarded in the same year, 1876. Okay, in the previous screen, many of us, we are looking for patentable components. So what are the components we are able to patent? Here, LCD monitor, it is patented. LCD screen stand, it is patented. Speaker, phone, stapler, that is 2-hole punching machine in this desk. That iPhone is patentable. Computer mouse pad is patentable. Mouse also patentable. Keyboard support. This keyboard is placed in a support. Keyboard support is also patentable. It's an ergonomic keyboard. And then binder clip. It is also patentable. That is post-it notes. It's also patentable. Staple remover patentable. Printer here. It's all patentable. So everything is patented. Okay, types of patent, utility and a design patent. Utility patent, it's a general patent. It is your useful process, machine, article, manufacturing methods, process, how it works. That detail is available. That is utility patent. Design patent, it's a new original ornamental design only protected in the design patent. Okay, and then plant, it's also produced, sexually produced, distinct and new variety of plant, it is also protected. And there is the example of utility staircase patent. Is the example of design patent. It shows the only shape of the component, not giving the functionality of that component. Okay. Yeah. How IP can be generated and what can be the benefit? It is myth that intellectual property is high tech, and so the most business operators are very removed from the concept of intellectual property and intellectual property rights. See here, the world's first instant noodles made in roads into the global market by the way of patents. So a person patenting noodle and introduced into the global market. Then chicken ramen, it is turned out to be a big hit. Curd imitating appeared in market. Nissan used its patent in manufacturing methods compared to the counterfeit. And then it's an important example we're going to finish. IP is a tool to compete with multinationals case of Gold Touch Technologies versus Microsoft. Initially, Gold Touch, a small company, developed an ergonomic keyboard maneuvered into different posting to suit user needs and mouse design. First, they invented mouse and keyboard, and they are protected with patent. Filed application for patent for its products. Licensed to Lexmark and IBM to produce it. Subsequently, approaches the Microsoft to discuss the licensing. A year later, element of the novel mouse design found incorporated with Microsoft. The same design the Microsoft taking. Gold Touch start losing the sale. Product branded with the logo Microsoft more acceptable than lesser known Gold Touch. Power of the Microsoft logo greatly reduced the potential sale of an Gold Touch display. Then Gold Touch design originality. Only because of their patent Gold Touch could even think of stopping multinational Microsoft from selling patent product. The advantages of IP. Patent for every individual improved mechanism, designed for outer shape and contour configuration, trademark, brand name, logo of the goods denoted by R, and the copyright for instruction manual, etc. protected by denoted by C. Okay. It's a common CD player. It is protected. Music player, CD player protected by the copyright. The music played on the CD protected by copyright. Various technical aspects protected by patent. That brand name is registered and trademark. Industrial design protected by 3D shape. So it is fully protected with the intellectual property. Okay. So intellectual property and its market differentiate your product and service from others, promote your product and service, and create loyal clients, diversify your market strategy to various target groups, and popularize you in foreign countries, keeps away your competitors and copiers. Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. I like to thank our principal for giving me an opportunity to present on the entrepreneurships and startups. Right. So today, the entire government is focusing on this entrepreneurships and startups, right? So what is an entrepreneur? So entrepreneurial characteristics, if you want to be an entrepreneur, it requires certain specific characteristics and skills that are often achieved through education, hard work, and planning. So who are the entrepreneurs? They are the risk takers. They should have a certain perspective. They should be curious. So whenever we want to be an entrepreneur, we should be ready to face the risk. Entrepreneurs minimize the risk through their research, planning, and skill development. Always the entrepreneurships view problem as an opportunities and challenges. So whenever there is a problems, the entrepreneur will take as an opportunities. For example, during this COVID period, so what is happening here? All the pharmaceutical companies, they are investing more on finding out a new medicines for this COVID. As well as what is happening here, now the people are just going towards the traditional medicines. So as an entrepreneur, we have to view the problems as the opportunities, and we have to take this as a challenge. Right. Entrepreneurs like to know how things work. They take the time and initiative to pursue the unknown. So the entrepreneurs are creative. They imagine solutions to problems that encourage them to create new products and generate new ideas. So the entrepreneurs are persistent. True entrepreneurs face bureaucracy, make mistakes, receive criticisms, and deals with money, family, or stress problems. But they still stick to their dreams of selling their venture success. The entrepreneurs are motivated by excitement of starting a new business. Once achieved, they seek out new goals or ventures to try. The entrepreneurs, they are the hard workers. They need a great deal of energy to see a venture start and succeed. Yet they are not deterred by the long hours to achieve their goal. Right. The entrepreneurs believe in themselves. They are very self-confident. Their self-confidence takes care of any doubts they may have. So they are flexible. Entrepreneurs must be flexible in order to adapt to changing trends, markets, technologies, rules, and economic environments. So once upon a time, there was a service known as the pager, which was delivering the messages. Today, it has become history. So now today, the smartphones has replaced the button phone. Like that, the entrepreneurs desires for control and the ability to make decisions often makes it difficult for them to work in a controlled environment. They want to be independent. Right. So how to define the entrepreneur? So entrepreneur is an individual who takes risk and starts something new. So entrepreneur is a person whose goal is to create or capitalize on new economic opportunities through innovations. Whenever a product is new, we can capture the market. So that is the reason this innovations is always related to entrepreneurships and startup. Right. So what are the general reasons for small business failures? Right. So it may be due to lack of experience, insufficient commitment, bad or no strategy, ethical failure, lack of expertise, growing too fast, poor leaderships, or poor financial control. These are some of the reasons for the small business failures. Right. Then, how does one start a new venture? How can we go for a new startup? So questions that keep a new venture focused on its customers. So whenever we want to start up an industry, first we should always we should know the requirements of the customers. For that, first step is who is our customer? How will you reach the key customer market segments? What determines the customer choices to buy or not buy your product or service? What is your product or service a compelling choice for the customer? How will you price your products, service for the customers? Because this price, some of the, for example, if you have the vehicles, we have this Hyundai or we have this Volkswagen. So what happens automatically? We have even the vehicles like BMW, Jaguar. So if you see the prices, it is quite different, but the people are ready to purchase it. So how will you fix your price of the product or service for the customers? How much does it cost to make and deliver your products or service? How much it costs to attract a customer? How much it costs to support and retain a customer? So all these things are customer oriented. So we should, whenever we want to start a new venture, we should focus on the customer requirements. A thorough study has to be done. right? Now, let us focus on the stages in the life cycle of an entrepreneurial frame, right? So we have three stages. There is a birth stage, breakthrough stage, maturity stage. In birth stage, we are trying to establish the frame, getting the customers, finding the money, fighting for the existence and survival during the birth stage. Then the second stage is the breakthrough stage. In this, which we are working on the finances, becoming profitable, and our company starts to grow. So coping with the growth and takeoff. This is the breakthrough stage. The third one is the maturity stage, in which refining the strategies, continuing the growth, managing for success. So we are going to invest wisely and staying flexible. So when we want to start an entrepreneur, when you want to start a new startup, so these are the three stages which we have to keep in our mind, and at each and every stage we have to work accordingly. Then only we can continue to survive. Now we have an idea. Then how to convert this idea? How to convert this innovative idea into a startup? For this Forge company, they came with the innovation toolkit, right? So we are saying that when we want to go for a new startup, we have to focus on the customer requirements. Then how to identify the customer requirements? This Forge help us by giving a template, various templates they have provided for exclusive for the students. The students can utilize this innovation toolkit to learn and apply the principles, tools, and techniques of design thinking to refine the value proposition of innovative ideas, converting into prototyping, right? So first, what happened this Forge, they're just briefing about the challenge template, right? The first challenge is we have to identify our target customers. Who is our target customers? For that, we have to ask the questions among ourselves. The question is, describe the challenge as it is encoded by the different primary beneficiaries. Beneficiaries here, our customers. So we have to describe the challenges broadly to help understand and visualize the scope, significance, and the magnitude of the problem as it is faced by the different types of beneficiaries, that is the customers. We have to identify, then we have to define the profile of the various types of beneficiaries who faces the challenges predominantly. First, the question is, what is the first challenge they posed is, we have to identify who is our target customer. The second challenge which has been posted is whether the problem is worth for our solutions, whether it is worth. So here the question is, describe the significance of solving this problem and estimate the outcome or benefits for the beneficiary system. Right. We have to describe and quantify whether it is possible that the significance outcomes or the benefits that are decided by the benefits thereby make the challenge worthwhile for solving. Whether the problem is worth, we are going for ideations. Right. Then the third question is, or the third challenge, what are the gaps within the current solutions or any other alternates are available, right? When we have a new idea, first we are trying to find out who is our right customers. Then our focus is on whether the idea which we came is worth or not, whether we can convert it into a prototype or not. Then third thing is whether there is any existing solutions or whether there is any alternatives available. In this, describe the alternative solutions that are available in the organized market today. If there are no existing alternates, describe what is being done to the beneficiaries to solve this problem. We have to go through it. Right. And the fourth one is, what are the usability or deployment constraints to be considered for effectively solving the problems? Now we are going for the real world problems, specifically in the case where current alternative exists. If there is alternatives are existing in the form of branded products. So some of the things, what will happen automatically, some of the people are going for the branded products. If you want to bring out of that product, it is very difficult. So we have to adopt certain barriers. There is adoption of barriers that preventing the target customers or users from buying our products. Right. This adaptation barriers are those perspectives like financial, technical, and functional of the target customers. So the problems can be solved by, and the outcomes or gains realized by only if solutions can become the part of their lives, as in everyday routines, behaviors, activities, or tasks. Then only the customers will try to shift from one brand to another. This customer's perspective tend to increase their perceived risk of buying the product. To overcome barriers, innovations should offer a significant gain. Gain in sense, what are the advantages which you are going to get the products. When we want to purchase a particular product, what are the benefits? What are the gains we are going to get? It should be there. with the least change in the habit, low financial risk, minimum side effects. Right. So there are different adoption barriers. So the different adoption barriers may be the total cost of the ownership, maintenance and service, skills and expertise, installation and integrations, resource as well as materials, time consumption, physical and personal risk, product training, changes to habit or process, accessibility. These are the different adoption barriers that when we want to change the customer from a particular brand to our product. So these are the barriers which we have to take into account to overcome it. The last one is identify and define the profiles of the prospective target buyers or the customers. Who are our customers? We have to identify and we have to define. Describe the profile of the most likely beneficiary among the various beneficiaries to pay have their problem has been solved. We have to identify it properly. Right. So all these things can be done. So how to identify the customer? For that, this is a template which is provided by iTools. That is, it belongs to Forge. So this chart, using this chart, the students or the persons who wants to become an entrepreneur or who wants to do a startup, they can take this chart as the template and they can do the work. So this is the problem where we are going to identify the customer and we are going to identify whether there is any alternative product or not. So whether we are going to connect the customer and our product. We are going to identify what is the customer requirements and whether our product will be meeting their customer requirements or not. So this is the problem validation and customer discovery. So how important to you is solving the problem among other priorities? We are going to ask more and more number of questions in this template and we'll be getting their input, customer input. Right. So after collecting the customer's requirement, we'll be going for a template. It is known as VPC activity guide. So here, the first column is saying that pains to be relieved. So suppose if there is an existing product, our product is already available in the market. We are going to find out what are the pains to be relieved. So whether it may be a cost, it may be feeling bad, the performance may be poor. So there may be difficulties and challenges. There will be negative social consequence. There are risks. So all these things are the pains to be relieved. We have identified from the customer template, right? Then what are the jobs to be done after identifying this one? So there is a functional one is there, social, emotional, and most importantly, we have to cater the basic needs, right? So we have understood what are the pains to be relieved and what we are going to be done to the customers. Then what are the gains we are going to create apart from the basic needs? So it may be the savings, it may be the outcome expectations, current solutions, it should delight them. It should be making the life or job easier, right? So we are going to find out what are the gains to be created. We have to make a list of it, right? So this can be done using this value proportional canvas. So the right hand side is the customer segment and the left hand side is the value proportions, right? So we have identified what are the customer requirements we have identified. That is the basic needs. Then what are the pains that they are going? Then what are the gains they are expecting? So all those things we have to calculate and we have to post in the form of value proportions. So first we have to go for the pain relief, whether it is the cost or whether it is the performance. So which is that pain? We have to go for the pain. So it's not a medicines. We are going to identify what are the problems faced by the customers and we are going to relieve their pain, right? Then what are the value added things that we call it as a gain creatives? So we have to go for the gain creatives. Then the most importantly in this, our product and services should cater the basic needs. So using these templates, the students, you can come out with, whenever if you're having an innovative idea, you can put your idea in this template. First thing is customer identifications of the customer requirements. What is their needs and wants? Then the second template, it is the first one is the problem validation and customer discovery. Then we are going for activity guide. Then we are going for the value proportion canvas. So using this, what we are going to do, we are going to have a product canvas. So in this product canvas, what you're going to do, we are going to clearly define what is the problem statement, who is our target customer. So what is our product has to fulfill? Then what are the value proportions which our product or service is going to give to the customers? What is the fair advantage? What is the customer's acquisition and sales? Next, we are going for price and revenue model. Next, we are going for the metrics to evaluate it. So we are going to prepare a detailed product canvas. So this is the template for our product, and we are going to establish our startups based on this canvas, right? So this is a template which is provided to convert our idea into a final product, right? The most important thing is we need financial assistance for the startups. So what are the financial assistance which is available? So we have this MSME. What is this MSME? It is a micro, small and medium enterprise in accordance with the provisions of it belongs to the central government. So they are providing financial assistance for manufacturing enterprise as well as for the service enterprises, right? In manufacturing sector, so we have micro enterprises, small enterprises and medium enterprises. So micro enterprises, it does not exceed 25 lakhs in rupees. So mainly it is investment in plant and machinery. Based on the investment in plant and machinery, we are going to segregate into micro, small and medium enterprises. In small enterprises, more than 25 lakh rupees, but it should not exceed 5 crore rupees. Medium enterprises from more than 5 crores, but not exceed to 10 crore rupees. It is for manufacturing sector. Next, we are going for the service sector. In service sectors, the micro enterprises, it is based on the investments in equipments. Micro enterprise means it should not exceed 10 lakh rupees. Small enterprises 2 crore rupees and medium enterprise it should not exceed 5 crore rupees. Right. So if you want to set up a startup with help of with the assistance from MSME, so what are the main steps that is involved? First, we are going for the project selections. So already we discussed how can we convert an innovative idea into a startup. So first, that is the most important thing is the project selections. So we can get the help of this iTools. Then we have to find out what are the technology and machinery which you are going to use. We are going for arranging of the finance, unit development, and we are going for Udyog Aadhaar memorandum and address of the DIC. DIC is District Industrial Centers. Then we are going to get the approvals from the various government institutions and getting the clearance from the government institutions, and we are going to get the quality certification for our product. So when you want to register, when you want to apply for MSME, these are the steps which we have to follow, right? Now, what are the various schemes from the government agencies? So to support the entrepreneurs from the students, so we have district industrial centers in each and every districts in Tamil Nadu. We have this district industrial centers. Then we have the business incubators funded by MSME. So in our college, we have this business incubators. The students already, they have submitted the ideas through our business incubators, and nearly 23 project has been cleared the first stage, and it has went for the second stage for this academic year 2019-20, right? Then technology business incubators are there. So it is coming under DST. So it is funded by DST. Then we have small business development centers. It is SIDBI. Agri-business development, that is ICAR. Right. So through state governments, what are the various schemes and assistance are there for the entrepreneurship to go for a startups? So district industrial centers. So that is NEETs. That is new entrepreneur come enterprise development schemes that we will be calling as NEETs. So the beneficiary must be a first generation entrepreneur. Education qualification, they can have any degree or diploma or ITA. So the lower age limit is 25 and upper age limit is 35. For others, it is 45. So here the project cost from 5 lakhs are not exceeding to 1 crore. So it will be funded by NEET scheme by DICs. So the entrepreneur has to meet the cost of the land, or they have to go for the rented or leased building, technical know-how, preliminary and pre-operative expenses. Right. So we can apply through online. msmeonline.tn.gov.in/needs. So these are the documents which is required when we want to apply through online, right? So this we can, it is available in our incubation center. You can just come and collect it, right? The other scheme is UYEGP, that is Unemployed Youth Employment Generation Program. So which aims to mitigate the unemployment problems of socially and economically weaker sections of the society, particularly among the educated and unemployed, to become self-employed by setting manufacturing, service or business enterprise. Under the scheme, a loan up to the maximum of rupees 10 lakhs, 3 lakhs and 1 lakh respectively, with subsidy assistance from the state government up to 25% of the project cost will be provided. This is another scheme. The next one is PMEGP, that is Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. Generation of employment opportunities through established of micro enterprise in rural as well as in urban areas. So this is a central sector scheme to be administered by the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. The scheme will be implemented by Khadi and Village Industries Commissions, a statutory organization under the administration control of Ministry of MSME. So at the state level, the scheme will be implemented through this Khadi and Village Industry Commission. The maximum cost of the project or the unit admissible under manufacturing sector is rupees 25 lakhs, and under the business or service sector it is rupees 10 lakhs. Right. So these are the schemes which we have seen through the state governments. Now there are schemes and assistance for entrepreneurs to go for startup through central governments. So we can apply through from MSME, the Government of India, through incubator. That is scheme is support for entrepreneurial and managerial development of SMEs through incubators. The eligibility is the idea to be innovative. Right. Next, we can go for the other thing is that National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, that is NABARD Bank. So here, dairy entrepreneurship development scheme is available. Capital investment subsidy schemes for commercial production units for organic/biological inputs, agriculture marketing and infrastructure grading standardizations, solar schemes, credit-linked capital subsidy schemes for technological upgradation of micro and small enterprises under NABARD scheme. Right. Then we have Ministry of Food Processing Industries. It is coming under Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana. So there are mega food products, 42 mega food parks are funded under the schemes already it is available. So we have integrated cold chain and value addition infrastructures, creation, expansion of food processing, preservation capacities. The students from biotechnology, they can utilize this one, as well as the students from pharmaceutical engineering, they can go with the schemes. Infrastructure for agro processing clusters, creation of backward and forward linkages, food safety and quality assurance infrastructures, human resource and institutions. Right. Then DST, Department of Science and Technology, Technological Business Incubators, that is TBI. TBIs are promoted to achieve the following objectives. So creation of technological based new enterprise, creating value added jobs and services, facilitating transfer of technology, fostering the entrepreneurial spirit, speedy commercialization of R&D outputs, specialized services to the existing SMEs. So these are the things which is funded by Department of Science and Technology through TBI. Right. Then we have SIDBI, that is Small Industries Development Bank of India. So they are going for direct assistance schemes, that is for project finance schemes, equipment finance schemes, marketing schemes, vendor development schemes, infrastructural development schemes, technological development and modernization fund, ventures capital schemes, resource supports to institutions involved in development and financial to small scale sectors. So it is all it is funded by SIDBI, that is Small Industries Development Bank of India. Right. Then Small Industries Development Bank, they are also going for indirect assistance schemes. Then we have SIDBI's assistance, main scheme subsidies and major schemes all available. Right. Then we have the Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, PMMY. So in this Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana scheme is launched by Honorable Prime Minister on April 8, 2015, providing loans up to 10 lakhs to non-corporate, non-farm small and micro enterprises. So it is covering loans up to 50,000 rupees. And Kishore, it is covering loans up to 50,000 to 5 lakhs. And Tarun, it is covering loans up above 5 lakhs and up to 10 lakhs. So whenever the students who is having an innovative idea, they can convert this innovative idea into a prototype. And using this prototype, they can go for a startups. These are the various funding agencies that is available from the state government and central government. And we can utilize it and we can go for a better life. Any questions, students?
Any question? If you have any questions, unmute yourself and you can ask your question. Participants, if you have any questions, you can ask. The feedback link has been shared in the chat window. You can fill the feedback link. You will receive the certificate within 2 days. I thank our beloved principal and management for giving the opportunity to conduct this program, and I thank the resource persons, Professor N. Rajan and Professor S. Nadarajan, for their valuable speech and guidance, and how we can further we can develop our things in innovation, entrepreneurship, startups, and IPR. For providing their valuable informations, I thank one and all. Participants, you can fill the